I have spent hours studying everything I can get my hands on with regards to this project. I've been on the ground speaking to and trying to confirm my findings with people like Town Manager Sean Rebay. Hey everybody, Andrea Pickens here with lifeinnorcal.com, bringing you a small town news segment today, and I'm just going to dive right in. So the first fact comes from Mayor Tim Inderico in his video on the Yes campaign, which I think now it's taken down. And he says, yes, on Measure C and D will provide funding for our town's long-envisioned road improvement plan. There are critical facts that are ignored in that statement, which could change someone's interpretation of what that means. The developer is not funding the town's long-envisioned road improvement plan. Taxpayers are. Some of the costs for the benefits in the development agreement are paid for by the developer. The exact number is unknown. In some ways, you can read it that he's not paying any of it at all, and in some ways, you can see that he might be paying portions of it. Either way, the exact number for what his minimum legal requirement is unknown. Where did I get this information? Well, I got it straight from the development agreement between the town and the developer in exactly section 8.2.3, where it says that the town initiate the formation of a Community Facilities District, CFD, formed pursuant to the Melrose Community Facilities Act of 1982, or the town participate in the statewide community infrastructure program known as SKIP for the purposes of financing the acquisition or construction of improvements and or issuing of bonds. And the SKIP program is, instead of paying cash for these public capital improvements and or development impact fees, the property owner receives a low-cost, long-term, tax-exempt financing of those fees, freeing up the capital for other purposes. Essentially, he is going to take out a loan to fund these public infrastructure road improvements and then have the new homeowners pay the loan back. According to the development agreement, the following describes the financing reimbursement. Section 8.21, cost and financing of public improvements, Exhibit G. Town will reimburse development an amount not to exceed the lesser of $194,140, or the total amount of money available in the town's traffic impact fee fund specifically retained for the construction of Dock Barnes Drive. Additionally, as provided in Section 8.25, the town may be required to pay developer road circulation, major road mitigation fees received from commercial development within Phase A3. Reimbursement shall be following the completion of Dock Barnes Drive and acceptance of the completed improvements by the town. So here's some information when I was digging into exactly what do Melrose entail, how long will these homeowners have to pay for it, etc. According to one of our own government agencies, California State Debt Advisory Commission, said local government officials have often allowed developers to devise taxation formulas that shift their building costs to the tax bills of the people who buy the homes in Melrose districts. As a result, developers have gotten free financing, according to a recent report by the California Debt Advisory Commission. Last item in the developer agreement, which is Section 8.25, reimbursement for road circulation and major road mitigation fees from land use phase A3 PD area A7. The parties expect to use financing mechanisms described in Section 8.23, so either the Melrose or the SKIP program, SCIP Government Finance Program, to finance construction of the traffic improvements that are eligible to be paid for the road circulation and major road mitigation fees. So to recap, according to the developer agreement between the town, the developer is expected to use financing to fund infrastructure, road, and mitigation fees. They have requested the town to form a CFD district, also known as a Melrose Community Facilities District, or for the town to participate in the statewide communities infrastructure program. So one of those two financing mechanisms will be used to fund the road and infrastructure project, and then the new homeowners, through their special additional tax, property tax, will be the ones paying for that loan that financing that the developer took out. One last piece of additional information from the Village at Loomis Findings of Facts report. And it said that under the existing plus project conditions, the project would result in a significant impacts at 2 locations. The project would increase delay for the southbound approach to this intersection in the AM peak hours. This would cause the LOS to drop from an acceptable LOS grade of C to, in the existing condition, to an unacceptable LOS grade of D. So even in the town development's own transportation traffic report, it said that it is expected to create a traffic problem. Another fact about the road and infrastructure funding, the town did not get a third-party bid to see exactly how much infrastructure improvements will cost a private developer to develop. The $14 million figure is relying entirely on the developer's word. On the most basic level, the town council should have never put the community in a position where that funding is being held over the town's head. And I just honestly think that is morally wrong. Locating the funds for a road and infrastructure needs actually falls on in the hands of our local government. It is their responsibility to get the funding, obtain the funding for the town. That responsibility should not be placed, in my opinion, on the developer. I think that's unfair. And I also don't think that burden should be placed on the new homeowners, especially because they will be the only Melrose district in Loomis. I hope this segment will help you form your own educated opinion and help you have confidence in whichever way you're going to vote.